It was the morning of my first day as a school principal, and 3 teachers were late. But their tardiness would be the least of my problems that day. Hello, friends. You're listening to The School Principal, Part 3, written by Jalal Al-e Ahmad.
The next morning, I went to school. The children were heading towards their classrooms with their satchels.
The disciplinarian, holding a stick, was standing on the terrace.
In the staff room, only 2 teachers were present. It became apparent this was their daily routine. I sent the disciplinarian to another class and went to the school gate myself to pace back and forth. The school was bordered by streets on its north and east sides. These were potential streets, long and straight, cutting through an empty wasteland and meeting the main road at a diagonal. The main road was asphalted with bus traffic, trees, shops, and signs of life. I thought that no matter which direction they came from, they would see me here at the school gate and would be embarrassed the entire way, ensuring they wouldn't be late again. But was it appropriate to be so strict right from the start? Then a dark figure appeared at the end of the southern road. A young man wearing Brill cream. I recognized him by his short stature and his particular way of walking. Surely he could see me too, but he was walking slower than a tardy teacher should when approaching his principal. As he got closer, I could even hear him whistling a tune from one of those foreign dances. From that distance, he must have seen me. I could even see the large anchor on his tie now, motionless, stuck to his chest. He probably only owns this one tie. But the unfair part was that he was strolling along so leisurely that I saw no room for leniency. He wasn't even giving me an excuse to be angry. I was about to lose my temper when I suddenly sensed a change in his behavior. He quickened his pace. He buttoned his coat and fixed his gaze on me. It seemed he even nodded. Well, it passed without incident. Otherwise, God knows what would have happened. At the very least, I would have gone inside and shut the staff room door so he wouldn't see me at all when he arrived. When he said hello, it seemed he wanted to say something, but I preempted him. "Please go ahead, sir. Please. The children are waiting." It really did pass without incident. He must not have seen me, or was deep in thought. How should I know? Perhaps about the girls he saw in last night's English class? Or was he not human too? He must also have debts, pains, and worries eating at his heart. Can't a young man with Brill cream and an anchor on his tie be alone? Making excuses for him. Maybe his bus was late. Maybe there was traffic. The road was blocked, and again some thug from the far corners of the earth had come so he wouldn't miss out on this bounty of Morteza Ali. Anyway, I forgave him in my heart. Good thing you didn't scold him unjustly. Then, the towering figure of the 4th grade teacher became visible in the distance. He had seen me from way back there. He was almost running. He had long legs so he could run well, but he had a heavy build. And how he was suffering, I couldn't bear this one. "You're being wicked. It's the first day. Take it easy." I went into the staff room, sat down, and busied myself with some work until he arrived, huffing and puffing. He was sweating so profusely from his forehead that I was genuinely embarrassed for him. Even his greeting was drenched in sweat. After answering him, I wanted to ask, would you have run like this if you hadn't seen me? But I saw it as mean-spirited and changed my mind. I told him to sit down. I handed him a glass of water from the pitcher and helped him swallow his bewildered smile with the water. When he got up to leave, I said, "Well, on the plus side, you lost 2 kilos. He turned back, gave me a look and a smile, and left. I wanted to get up and go to my room to see if the janitor had set it up properly. The disciplinarian came clattering down the stairs. I had already learned the sound of his footsteps in just one day. Confident and self-satisfied, he stomped around as if all the bricks had flattened themselves on the ground just for his feet. Before even reaching me, he said, "You see, sir, this is how they come to school. That dandy didn't even care, sir, but this one..." I wanted to repeat the "lost 2 kilos" quip for him too. But I realized it would have been a foolish joke. I changed my mind and asked, "It seems 2 classes are still unattended?" "Yes, sir. 3rd grade has gym. I told them to sit and write a dictation, sir. The math teacher for 5th and 6th hasn't come either, sir." He dragged one of the desks to the wall, stood on it, and pushed aside one of the large pictures of Akhenaten's nailed to the wall. "Look, sir, Drawn on the plaster wall in red pencil, not too large, hastily and clumsily, was the hammer and sickle symbol. Without me asking anything, he continued. It's a remnant from their era, sir. At the start of the year when I came here, their manager was still around, sir. This was their work, selling newspapers, propagating, and drawing hammer and sickles, sir. When they caught their leader, what a beating I gave him, sir, to make them understand they should stop, sir. 100 times the parents came to complain, sir. 3 times they came from the military governor's office asking where the rest of them are. And he jumped down from the desk. The tomb picture with all its intricate designs wobbled a few times and covered the symbol again. I asked, "Are there still more of them?" "Yes, sir, of course. One is that same privileged kid who hasn't come yet, sir. He's 30 minutes, 45 minutes late every day, sir. The other is the 3rd grade teacher. Whatever you tell them is useless, sir." "Well, why haven't you erased it until now?" "Oh, sir, who does a man have to pour his heart out to? Oh, sir, they call people like me spies. Agents. Right to your face. Twice already I've had words with that same latecomer, sir. Fights and brawls." And then he launched into a speech about how they had ruined the school and destroyed the trust of the local people, so there was no association, no help for the destitute, and every day there was trouble with the military governor, and they had made the children like stubborn mules, and so on. After his speech, I took out my handkerchief, gave it to him. He went and erased the symbol. I told him that he and I were not the angels of punishment, Nakir and Munkar. I made him understand that you can't deal with things according to their age. The student's age, the issue's age, ambiguous in the original. And the 2nd Bureau of Police has large funds for this kind of work and has trained agents who know their job well and don't need him. We better just do our own jobs. And then I set off to go to my room. And on the stairs, it occurred to me that it seems everywhere in the world they cover up this kind of symbol with that kind of picture. As I opened my room's door, I was just beginning to inhale the smell of its damp, freshly swept earth floor. The last teacher arrived. I came out onto the terrace and called out loudly for the disciplinarian so that the whole school could hear. I told him to mark 1 hour late for the teacher in red pen.
The next part of this story will be uploaded tomorrow. What you will hear in the next episode: a memory from school that I never forgot. Looking for entertainment? On this channel, we share Iranian poems, stories, and podcasts in different languages for you. If you are interested in Iranian literature, culture, and tales, this is the best place for you.